in a little bubble, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
You're right. I definitely don't want to try to do that. All right, the podcast is live, so I'll do the quick introduction here. This is Craig Harris, the black man in the green chair, and this is Craig's Corner. It's been about a week and a half since I've done one, so shout out to everybody that's going to join, if they join at all. Shout out to the people who are going to listen later on. And I am here with two esteemed guests who have decided to come in and sit corner in the hot seats. We have Young Ceas, the new free agent from the PlayStation Nation. Young Ceas, shout yourself out. Young Ceas?
Oh, my bad. All right. Well, yep, I am now free of all groups, but of course I am always a part of the PlayStation Nation. Preferred place to play, always. So, with all this being said, I'm here to have a great little podcast with Jay and, of course, the host. So let's get this started.
All righty. And also joining us is Mr. Kratos. J-Dub. Shout yourself out, brother.
Hey, everybody. It's your boy J-Dub, a.k.a. Kratos, the god of PlayStation. I'm here rocking out with Craig, and we're just going to do this. Thanks for the invite, and great to have the chop it up a little bit with the guys on the panel right now, and let's do this, man. Let's do it.
All righty, and we're going to go into the first topic. Let me take a swig. I am in Kentucky, so I always do this with a strong glass of bourbon and a splash of Coke. So here we go. All right, first topic, MLB The Show. Has anybody picked this game up and played it yet between the two of you?
Of course, I got that puppy day one.
Not much of a baseball fan, so I had to pass on the MLB.
Oh, America's pastime. Did you pick up RBI baseball on the Xbox One?
You said what?
RBI baseball on the Xbox One.
No. You just mentioned the Xbox. I didn't understand you, bro.
Yeah. All right. So, J-Dub, give us a synopsis of this game, how it compares to 16, and what to look for. What are some of the things that they've added, and maybe some of the things they've taken away, and how's the gameplay?
Well, man, it's it's a big departure from last year. It has a ton more animations in there. The way the ball physics, things like that. It's just the graphics was pretty much overhauled. It's running at 4K native 60 frames per second.
I did not know that.
And HDR on the PlayStation Pro, on the PlayStation Pro. So I just want to let you guys know that thing there looks sweet, man. You gotta check it out. I did some live gameplay, and I've been uploading some home run bangers that I've been doing on it. I'm about to go into the story mode on it and try to start my career and see how that is. But overall, man, definitely a top-notch title. I mean, honestly, you can say it's the only baseball game in town. Yeah, you got RBI, on the Xbox One, but come on, it kind of speaks for itself.
I've seen you stream MLB for the past couple times.
Yeah, got that joint, the first day, and been enjoying it. So I've been kind of swapping my time between the MLB and Mass Effect and all the other games that Sony giving us.
Yeah, I got quite a few friends that play MLB, and I've seen some of them stream it and stuff, and it looks like a very good game. Great time killer. Very, and like it gives you the feel that you're like at the game and stuff. So it's pretty good. I like it.
Well, all righty. Now, what team are you using?
Man, I'm using the Houston Astros. I'm in Houston, and that's my team, and I'm gonna rock with those guys. But I'll play with the Yankees or the Red Sox and stuff like that. So overall, great game.
What about the last World Series winners on Chicago, the Cubs?
Yeah, well, and that's cool. Here's the thing, man. One thing about me is I know. Whoever won the World Series the previous year, I know their ratings are going to be through the roof. So it's almost a disadvantage. So I'll play with a lesser team. So it gives it more excitement. I mean, yeah, you can hit freaking 10 home runs a game with, if you just pick the best team versus the average. So
it gives you a challenge, meaning to the game, not just a walkthrough.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How's the pitching on there? Because that's my favorite part of baseball is the chess match between the pitcher and the batter.
Exactly.
Do they throw their best pitch first? Do they throw their
here's the thing, man.
Swing or go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Here's the thing. You can tell by the time you get to the maybe the top of the 7th inning, you can tell that the fatigue is starting to set in, and so it makes it pretty, it makes it pretty interesting to see your player try to close out that game. I was playing one match and I got down to maybe the bottom of the 8th, and my pitcher just couldn't shut the game out. He just couldn't. So I had to go ahead and quickly warm up somebody and put him in there. But I like that. It's more on the realistic side.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I went down the Red Box to take something back, and it was a movie, Patriots Day. It was garbage, but that's not what we're talking about. But I saw that RBI baseball in there, and I'm like, what the hell is this? So
exactly.
So yeah, I heard it was garbage, but yeah. Now I like the. I played Little League against Ken Griffey Jr. That's how old I am. So
yeah,
I am from Cincinnati, and he was out of Montgomery County, and I played in Kennedy Heights. So made the same all-star team, but needless to say, he grew up to be 6'3.5", and I came up to 5.
You stayed at the bottom of the chain, huh?
Yeah, but I had a higher slugging percentage than him in Little League baseball.
Nice.
He would hit the ball more on contact, and I would be more prone to hit it out of the park. So, but he led the league with RBIs because he was just a good old fashioned contact. He could tell then he was going to be good. So
exactly.
But no, so I really I like that how they got him on the cover. I'm really happy for him.
Oh man, I forgot one feature I forgot to tell you, man. That retro mode. I don't know if you're going to get there or not, but that's a big deal.
All right.
Well, basically, you remember back in the early 2000s, late 90s, when we had the what was the game? The EA had the baseball game. I'm trying to think of the name of it because they've changed the title quite a bit. But anyway, the old-fashioned baseball
bases loaded or something like that.
It wasn't bases loaded. It's not more of that style. You remember the Big Hurt baseball of the World Series baseball? Yeah. It gives it to you in that view. It's still realistic, but it give it to you in that particular top-down view. And you can move the pitcher side to side. You can move the batter side to side, and so it gives you that old arcadey baseball feel. And it's called a retro mode, and that's pretty nice, man. That's something that they add in there.
That's cool. So I've got it. I just did not open it because I got home and shout out to Iron Wolf. He's over here. He's over in the chat, so we give him a shout out real quick. Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Iron Wolf?
He's the president, the general.
He's the general.
Yeah, I like that. So, yeah, but there's 3 or 4 people watching, so shout out to you guys. Appreciate you guys joining us on this Thursday going into the weekend. So Young Ceas, what are you I know, so Kratos, you're talking about it's 4K 60 native, the MLB game?
Man, that's the word from the from those guys over at the baseball team over at the studio. And here's the thing about it, man. I was really worried about this game. Not that it was going to be a good game. Is they took the longest time to announce the pro support. We kept sending them tweets. We kept asking what's going on, and these guys kept delivering the developer's diary, and they were telling all the features. And to me, I'm a graphics whore. It's all about graphics. It's all about that resolution and the frames and stuff to me. So, I got a really nice TV. I want to see that puppy singing. I want to see what it was designed to do. And they waited till last week before they finally announced the pro support and the features and stuff like that. So I was like, all right. They knew a lot of guys was out here waiting on that, and they took their sweet time and they finally announced it. So
yeah, I'm just glad they got the improvement. What I've always liked about it is it feels authentic. It feels authentic when you're playing that game from the bats to the gloves. I always tell people you can close your eyes if you watch and Young C, you can jump in here anytime.
Yeah, definitely.
People watching, if you what I was always taught, my granddad, God rest his soul, and I'm being from Cincinnati, that's a big baseball town. He always told me that a good baseball announcer and color man, you should be able to close your eyes and be able to smell the part, what it feels like there, and that's the authentic feeling that I get when I play the MLB series. It's just
exactly
that's the main reason I went back over to PlayStation was because they were the only place, the show, that was it. I mean, they had 2K on the Xbox, but it was garbage. I mean, it looked good, but it played like crap. But
you got to think about it. There's a reason that MLB is the only game in town. That game was out when you had MLB and when you had the other baseball games that were trying, and it was the only one to survive.
Yeah, it was the only one smart enough to survive.
Yeah.
It's always been it's got pretty down. What kind of scores did it get? And just so everybody knows, it's I just looked it up here on Google. It is 4K native and 60. So can we stop with the whole thing, what the pro can and cannot do? Obviously.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you.
They can do it with 4.2. All you Xbox guys, that system will do 4K as well. Just put it back up, guys. Put it back in the house. So.
Craig, here's the thing, man. You can give these guys a long laundry list of native 4K games, man, and these guys will ignore it and ignore it and ignore it. Now, I sit there and tell these guys, look, you got MLB, NBA 2K, you have the Division. The Division now is 4K native, and that was a pretty powerful game for the system for it to run on PlayStation and the Xbox.
Yeah,
and you have many more. All the FIFAs
for
and
the
all
short life
sports
it lived.
Just ton of more. The Ratchet and Clanks and yada yada yada. You can just keep going. All of them are native 4K, and yet the narrative is the Scorpio at 6 teraflops will do 4K, and it's like 4K, native, and it's like, wait, we already have a system that's doing 4K native 6 months ago. It's been since launch, so. I don't know.
That's
the thing. What's taking Microsoft so long? Honestly.
All right. I'll break this now. What's taking them so long is that it is a 9th gen console, but they can't officially say it because of the licenses for the games. Yeah. If they can say it's the same thing, it's just another iteration. They don't have to reapply for the licensures of the games. It's a money thing. Yeah, you just get them all under one umbrella. That's why they said we're not going to have any more generations. That way they can bring out.
That makes sense.
They'll be able to bring all the other games along. So it's good, but that's why they did it. Again, they don't do things and tell us everything. They're just going to do it to be doing it. But like I said, if they can't do 4K with 6 T-flops and Sony's doing it with a little over
4.2,
then there's a problem.
Well, and Craig, here's the thing, okay? We know Scorpio is going to be more powerful than the PlayStation Pro. I mean, we know that. It should be. But here's the thing. When Microsoft started throwing out terms like sparse rendering and stuff like that, I'm starting to see the backtrack. I'm like, wait. Why would you? I mean, the only reason PlayStation is doing this checkerboard rendering is because the hardware isn't powerful enough to do a lot of the more extensive games natively. So they need that extra help to up-res the rest of the resolution that to get a better feel for the game and a better performance out of it. But if you got 6 teraflops and it's supposed to be a beast, why would you need the checkerboard? Why would you need to up-res? Why would you need to do all that? So that's just a question in my mind. I'm just putting that out there. I don't know why, but
it's cheaper it's not. That's what it comes down to is that and also Mark Cerny. That's why he has said it's going to take you 1% to 2% more time to do the patches and convert the games. He's trying to give the developers a sense of this is how much money they're gonna have to spend X amount of more time. This is how much more money you're gonna have to spend. It comes down to money. Sparse rendering to get the 2160p which is 4K, that's fine. It's just it's going to do it volumetrically. So whereas the checkerboarding does it by cloning. So they both work. I've had to tell the Xbox community because they get mad on sparse rendering. I said, look, have you seen Star Citizen? Everybody would type in yes. They are using sparse rendering. And that's fucking Star Citizen. And that game looks fantastic. Now it's on PC, but the PlayStation, they're going to be at 4K native, but more than likely they'll be in a lower setting, whereas Scorpio should be able to get to medium and to possibly high settings if the developers spend the money on it. Or they could say, well, we can do sparse rendering, go up to the 4K, but then give you high resolution. That's going to offset everything. It's that higher resolution, that pop. That's what I tried to tell them, but it's like that's not good enough. It's 4K or bust. It's like moon or bust or California or bust. You know, however you want to put it with some of them. So
yeah, and it's and you're right, man. You're totally right. It all depends on what narrative the people want to play. It's at the same time. We're at the point of diminishing returns. You know, we have a console that can do 4K native and 4K gaming. They'll have a console that'll do 4K game and 4K native. So at the same time, okay, it's even. Yes, you'll be able to probably have more games doing it more natively than the Pro, where the Pro may have to, you know, upscale a little bit with checkerboard and stuff like that. But that's fine, because here's the thing about it, okay? We just this year alone, man, we had at least 20 exclusive titles to come on the PlayStation platform. Exclusive. That means you can't play them any other place. It's all about the games. At this point, there's no more yelling and screaming. It's all about the games. And I think after year 2 of being on the market, after that, you know, year 2, we already said, you know, it's game over. There's no way the Xbox, you know, can catch up. And I think that's still true to this day. It's just there's just no way. I think we just need to focus now just on the games. And it's a little bit too little, too late. You know, for the end result. You know, by the time the Scorpio drop, I think Sony with the PlayStation should be at around 80, probably around 80 million consoles, and you know, it is what it is.
The Xbox is way past the point of no return at this point.
Yeah, but Young Ceas, what are you playing right now? Speaking of dropping, let me take another swig.
Right now I went back a little bit, and you know, I'm playing me some Rainbow Six Siege.
Now, how is that? I have not played that.
It's Rainbow Six.
So you recommend that over the? Have you played the Tom Clancy, the Ghost Recon Wildlands? Have you tried that one?
Well,
with
Wildlands, to me, it seemed a little bit more like Far Cry 4, and I really didn't like Far Cry 4. So I mean, it depends on what type of player you are. Like Siege is really great if you want to use tactical and teamwork and all that stuff. Oh, what's up, Iron Wolf? And then for Wildlands, I mean, it's great. Like Wildlands, like I have Horizon, so I really don't need Wildlands.
Yeah.
Because honestly,
that Horizon, that was voodoo. Like a PlayStation. They shout out to PlayStation News Now. That game was voodoo. Yeah. I think anything after that's going to be let's just tell the truth. That's like eating barbecue at your grandma's house and then going to make
exactly.
It is just come on, you know.
Yeah, that's true. But but I mean, like Far Cry 4, like it's a good game. It's a really good game if you have the right friends. But it's just a certain level of boredom that I get from playing it.
Right.
That just kills the whole vibe for me. And Wildlands is too familiar to it, and I don't like that boredom level.
Yeah, there are some things I liked about Wildlands, but overall, I just thought it was kind of a type of title. It was okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm on the other end. I'm on the other end. Not to cut you out. I'm on the other end of the spectrum, guys. For some crazy reason, I don't know why, man, but I freaking love that game. I play it all the time. I mean, I'm playing Horizon. I'll take a break from that. I'll go to Wildlands. I'll take a break from that. I'll go to MLB, take a break from that. I'm back at Wild. Some reason I always end back up at Wildlands, and I don't know if it's because it reminds me so much of SOCOM, and that was my game back on the the PlayStation 2 days. Being able to hop in a tank or hop in a chopper with my friends and just go to a village and just just do all kind of crazy stuff and have fun. I think the single player is okay, but obviously that game was built to be a multiplayer. Let's just admit that.
It's the same way with Far Cry 4. It was meant to have your friends join you.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, hey, we've been joined by the general of PlayStation, Mr. Iron Wolf. Iron Wolf, go ahead and shout yourself out, man. I didn't see you pop in there. I'm sorry.
Well, yo, what's up, PlayStation Nation? You know who it is. It's the general of PlayStation, and it's a huge honor to be here with you, Craig, on Craig's Corner, and my boy Kratos, and young Ceas, man. Good to have you here too, man.
Thanks. Welcome on everything.
General.
Yeah, man. I've been chopping it up with Craig on podcast, so like we're familiar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad you're here, man. This is this is a short burst podcast. It's a shout out to Portal Rock 77. It's actually a copy of Portal's Point. I do like that podcast he does. It's just a little short information point, but I love chopping it up with people on this thing, and I got to work tomorrow night, so this is my generic podcast. So I do appreciate you coming in, Iron Wolf, and taking the time.
Problem, man. No problem, dude, man. It's always an honor.
Yeah, we just got done talking about MLB and talked about the Scorpio. It looks like, again, it's going to be able to do everything they say it's going to do. I guess at this point, this, quote, air quoted leaked price of 700, 7 bones. I mean, is that are we thinking that's clickbait? I think it's clickbait myself, or do you all really foresee this possibly costing $699?
To be honest with you, Craig, I don't think it's going to be $700, man. That's just suicide right there.
Yeah, that's too much money.
Yeah. I don't even think they're going to have a Ryzen CPU. I think they're going to have the same Jaguar CPU, or it may be a Ryzen, but maybe at the low range. That's close to a Jaguar, like a high-end Jaguar. So, as far as 4K goes, yeah, they probably hit 4K on some games, I guess. Maybe most of them. Some of them I don't think they're able to do. But 4K 60, I kind of doubt that. But, however, when it comes down to the settings, I don't think they're going to get, like, ultra settings. Because a lot of these, these exponents out there, they seem to think that they can hit 4K 60 at ultra settings. Right. By then, PC will just become irrelevant. For years.
That's true. Yeah, that's a good point.
Because a GTX 1080, has problems trying to get that.
Right.
You got to have a powerful beast, and you got to have a great CPU. Now, what Sony are doing is pretty smart because they're using that GPU technique because they're using.
Sony is really resourceful.
Yeah, basically what they're doing is offloading some of the CPU work, some of the load of that, and they're putting it onto the GPU. That's how you're able to get all this craziness in Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah.
Like you have the grass interacting with you when you're moving around the grass. Like, that's
so
all
beautiful.
That's done through GPU.
Yeah.
What about the rain? Have you all noticed that?
Yes.
When it rains, the puddles will form, and then once puddles will dry up. I mean, where it was a puddle there, like in a day or two time, you come back and it's gone. I mean, it actually they paid that much attention to detail, and this was, big shout out to Guerrilla Games because to me.
Did you know you could see every strand of her hair on her head?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that is
what
outstanding.
What about the ants with the leaves walking up the tree? That's ridiculous, man.
Dude, you could see the ants on the trees, but not only that, when you actually like go on photo mode and you zoom into her eyes, you could see the reflection of the world in her eyes. You see the moisture. You see the moisture in her eyes and her lips.
Yeah, and I certainly hope not to cut you off there, Will, but don't you all think that every game should have some type of photo mode like that on there?
Yes. Definitely.
Yeah, I would have loved the photo mode in Nier Automata, but unfortunately we never had that. But yeah, most Sony first party games do actually have photo mode this gen anyway. If you're talking
this gen.
about Uncharted 4, Last of Us Remastered, I think I don't know if Heavy Rain or Beyond Two Soul, but I know God of War 3 Remaster has that.
Yeah.
There's quite a few games, and then we have Horizon Zero Dawn, and I think Gravity Rush 2 also has a photo mode too.
Well, you got to think about it, man. Sony releases games that are pretty much groundbreaking in the graphical and the gameplay department. So, I mean, obviously they want to show that stuff off. That's why you see us on PlayStation, posting stuff on Twitter. All our gameplay photos and stuff like that. And we make a lot of people mad. We know that.
I think like the only game Xbox do this photo mode is I think with Forza Horizon 3 or like the Forza games.
Yeah.
Like you're not gonna see it with Gears because I guess if you have a photo mode in Gears or Halo or whatever, and when you zoom in, it probably turn into 8-bit pixels or whatever. It is what it is.
But you say, what if you get your eyes get blurry and you get a headache? Your eyes start bleeding.
Yeah, my eyes will start to bleed, man. I'll get a headache and everything.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised with all the advertising they put up for Halo Wars 2. They don't have a photo mode.
That's scary to think that's much. They actually did put some backbone. I give them credit. They put foot to ass for that game, but it just didn't sell. It just didn't sell well.
Do you not know how tired I was of hearing Halo Wars 2 with the plane commercial and the car dealership commercial? Like, I don't care.
Well, but that's them putting foot to ass for that game. That's them.
Well, that's true.
But here's the kicker, Craig. Here's the kicker. Like, they were talking about it like it was a AAA and it was a high budget game. No one's even talking about it no more. The game is dead.
My thing is,
and I'm hearing rumors. Well, it's not rumors. Apparently, it's a leak that it's going to go to Steam because nobody on Windows is even buying it.
If your previous games were so good that you didn't have to advertise them, then not that much, then you should know there's something wrong if you have to put this much advertisement to get people to buy your game.
Yeah.
Well, but remember, one of the criticisms has been they don't advertise their games, and
I'm not saying they were wrong to advertisement. Just they put so much into it that it was overkill.
Games when you have new joysticks coming out every.
Yeah, that's the problem. They're using all their budget on controllers and everything, and they're not really focusing on games.
That's why I thought I could see the Scorpio being a higher price than usual, but I don't think 700 is gonna be it because that's too much.
Here's my take real quick. Okay, these guys have been touting this as a premium product with a premium price. We can't reimagine anything else for premium. I mean, you can't. Yeah, premium is what it is. It's a greater product that's better made, and it costs more because it's premium. It's just like an iPhone. Sure, you can go to Walmart and get a cheap Android phone for $25,
it's
but
like a regular
is
iPhone
a premium product. And the difference between the two is the quality and the price, right? So these guys have been stating that pretty regularly. They're trying to tempt your expectations. So for these guys who think it's going to be $399 and $299, get off of it, man. The OG Xbox One cost $499 out the gate, $499. So I believe this product is going to be more than $499 because it's a more premium product. That was 1.3 teraflops. This here is a 6 teraflop, and it comes with an Ultra HD, hard drive, and it has brand new memory, brand new everything. So I don't know.
Well, I think Phil Spencer on IGN's podcast, the Podcast Unlocked, I think he even stated himself that the Xbox One S will be their main focus because that's the console that's going to sell more. When Scorpio drops,
at least they got that priority set.
But the only people that are going to buy the Scorpio will be those guys on Twitter mostly, and maybe a few other tech guys here and there. But I don't see the Scorpio selling like that, man. It may be 600, like 599 at most, and 499, minimum. But this thing is not going to be $300 or $399. That's what people are thinking right now. You gotta, all right. Maybe it may not have a strong CPU, like people are thinking, but it's gonna have RAM.
Oh
It
yeah.
may even have 12 gigs of RAM. So, but the most important thing is, where is the software, man? Like, where are the games?
That's
No point talking about hardware if you ain't got no content to show.
honestly, they need to put their money into opening up more studios to bring more IPs so that they can create their own exclusives that can bring people back.
It's not even that, Cease. Let me put it let me put it to you like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got Sony, right? That have all these first party studios, from Japan Studios to Naughty Dog to Gorilla to Santa Monica. They don't just make one IP.
Yeah,
They make multiple IPs. You got Gorilla making Killzone and Horizon, Naughty Dog making Uncharted and The Last of Us, Sony Bender making a new IP. They're all making different things. While with Microsoft, they're all making, all the studios that they have, they're only making one game. 343 are making Halo, Coalition are making Gears, and Turn 10 are making Forza. You will never see these studios make other games. And that's the thing that bothers me. It boggles my mind that why don't you let these guys have the creative freedom? Now let's talk about Bungie. When they were with Bungie and they had their own Bungie at that time, they would only let these guys make Halo.
That's why
Bungie wanted. No, let me finish.
Mm-hmm.
Bungie wanted to make Destiny for a long time because you saw the little Easter egg on Halo ODST, that little Easter egg of Destiny Awaits. They wanted to make Destiny since 2009, maybe even earlier than that. Microsoft wouldn't let them. And if they did, Destiny could have been an Xbox exclusive. But they dropped the ball. And so, what happened is, Bungie wanted to buy back their independence. Now, when you got a company that wants to buy back their company, that's embarrassing, yo.
Yeah.
That's like Naughty Dog. They want to buy back their company from Sony. What does that tell you?
Well,
the way Microsoft works, they're shady as hell, bro. They're shady as hell, bro.
Yeah. Now, do you think? Now Phil Spencer, that one podcast he was on, he said they're keeping some things closer to the vest. I'll tell you this about the Scorpio. If they walk out on stage and they say we're bringing back Splinter Cell and they're gonna bring Michael Ironside back to do his voice again and show the fans that they're serious about it. And I don't care. I don't give a damn if they remaster the old series and make it 4K 60. I'll buy that system. I don't know if I'll buy it day one, but it'll definitely be I may break my 90-day same as cash rule and just go ahead and pick it up. But I agree, but that's the software. That's what kind of piggybacking on what you just said, Wolf. Where's the damn software? I mean, like you said in the chat, the RBI baseball, that's a damn iPhone game.
You got Xbox promoting this game. You got them promoting a cell phone game to combat MLB The Show, which is the only AAA licensed baseball game on console. 2K are not making one. EA are not making one. It's only Sony who are making one.
Yeah. Now somebody in the chat, let me get this in. Somebody in the chat wanted to ask, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No, go ahead.
He said that this Delta Boy 04 said he's hoping that Sony Bend is making a possible Siphon filter reboot. Now, just imagine they walk out on stage and that game is there.
Game over.
It's a wrap, yo.
Well, see, that's the thing about it, man. Sony doesn't have to do much of anything. Sony could just walk out, show some gameplay of games that they've already showed for the last couple of years that we already know about. Those are already knockout titles that people faint all in the seats and stuff when they see
bro, it. Bro, they're not knockout titles, bro. They're bangers, yo.
Yeah,
all they gotta
definitely
do is just play that orchestra again.
Exactly. But think about it. Okay, come E3, Sony just show a reel of games that they already showed us, and then they show Siphon Filter or Resistance 4, and then just drop the mic and walk off. That's it. That's it. Game over anyway. Sony doesn't have to prove anything. This
let me just bounce off of you on what you're saying. I agree with you. Sony ain't got a lot to prove. All they have to do is show the bangers that they have. Last of Us 2 gameplay, Spider-Man gameplay, a little bit more God of War. I'm pretty sure that we're gonna get a Bloodborne 2. That's a fucking given.
Oh yeah.
Right? Yeah. I think we may even get more Days Gone gameplay. But this is the thing. Sony Bend, they were making Vita games, so they had a really small team. So I don't know how many people right now at this point that are working in that studio. If they have a big enough studio, then maybe Bond and Siphon Filter simultaneously. But we don't know what's going on there. We know Japan Studio, they're gonna have a new IP. Apparently, I'm hearing it could be a horror game. And
I'd say for most of the new IPs, I would show at PSX at the end of the year.
Yeah, they always show one. They always have one or two announcements.
Yeah,
they will always like, look,
last
year's PSX they had The Last of Us 2 and Knack 2, right? So I'm sure this year they probably announced 2 games. But as far as this E3 goes, I think they're definitely Sucker Punch's new IP.
Yeah.
They've been working on Infamous. Yeah. Now I'm sure they're working on something pre-epic, man.
Yeah, Craig. Here's the thing, and this is the question I kind of have for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Right now in this fight, right now in this fake console war, whatever you want to say, right now you have one company. You know, one company is bringing to the table a powerful console, powerful piece of hardware, and the other one is bringing a boatload of games. How does that fit on your scale of I'm happy? How does a gamer, if you're a gamer, how does that fit on your? How does that weigh on your scale? It has to tilt one way or the other.
Yeah. So basically, what you're saying is think as somebody from the outside looking in.
Yeah.
So think like that.
Well, for me, CES, that's where you unveil new hardware. That's just now. I'm old school. This is the way it used to be. CES was hardware.
Exactly.
E3 was software related. Now I understand Microsoft going on Sunday. Their stocks are going to jump Monday morning because they're making a new product, and that's a reality. That's a reality. When a company makes a new product, their stock goes up. I have stock in Microsoft, so I'm happy. My stock will go out a little more money for me on paper anyway. It's not real money, it's paper money, but it's a little more. But I want the games. I mean, the Last of Us trailer, the Part 2 trailer was ready to go at E3 last year, but Sony held it to show the Days Gone gameplay because they wanted to show more gameplay. Also they were rattled by that announcement of that new Xbox Slim. I mean, that did rattle them. Make no mistake about it. So
I think,
but you also got to think of it.
I think you're right. But
you also got to think of it. Guys, real quick. All right.
No, go ahead.
But you always got to think of it from the outside because, okay, let's say they choose to buy the powerful console, right? So you get the console and you're happy when you get it, but then if there's no games to play on it, after a while, you're just like, I wasted my money. Why did I choose to get this? And then you're going to be wanting to get the games over that console. So you got to think ahead, even if you're coming in from the outside.
You're right. I mean, in price, I mean, this outside, if you're a casual person and you walk into the store, and if that thing is, all right, let's just say it's $5.99. Let's just say $100 more than the original Xbox. And and then you have the Pro sitting there, you have the Switch sitting there. And as happy as I'll be to have 3 consoles out during the holidays, imagine being a parent and then having to make the call. The Switch. I mean, Switch. I guess Mario should be out, or Pokemon. Something else is coming out.
Yeah, here's the thing. It's like having a Lamborghini with no gas. What is the point, right? Yeah. It's like you're in a hotel, the most expensive hotel for the night. You're not going to get no breakfast in the morning. What is the point?
Yeah,
that's true. That is
well. The good analogy that you made was like that comparison come holiday time. When you walk into GameStop, you're going to see a big wall full of
empty
PlayStation
shells.
exclusives, well, that's true. That's true. If GameStop even be in business, but you're going to see this PlayStation section. You're going to see that big wall full of games and stuff like that. Then you're going to go to the Switch section. It's going to have the new handheld you can try out. It's going to have its titles. And then you're going to go to the Scorpio side, and they're going to be debuting the hardware. But you're going to look at that shelf, and it's going to be like 3. It's going to probably be a Halo, Gears, and Forza. I'll give them that. Let's just say those are the game. And so, but that shelf is going to be very bare.
Yeah.
And I'm just personally, when I buy a new console, it's for new games. It's not for old stuff that I've played for the last 4, 5, 6, and 7 years. So, I have an Xbox One S, and I'm probably going to get the Scorpio, even though they're going to have to sell it to me. They're really going to have to work hard for it. But I spent that
It's not
money.
even that. It's just buying games that is on a console that you already have.
Yeah,
like,
I don't want to buy a Scorpio and be in the same predicament the Xbox guys are in now. It's dry while everybody else outside playing, having fun, pointing fingers. I don't want to be that kid. I don't be the kid.
You don't want to be the kid pissing on your Scorpio.
Yes, I don't want to be in the house eating ramen noodles and everybody outside with their McDonald's bags, their Happy Meal bags.
Kratos. You don't want to be going to a prom night with no chick while everybody else has a chick beside them.
You that lonely guy rocking side to side. Yeah,
exactly. You're that nerd on the side that's just thirsty, man. That's how you're gonna look.
Yeah, and I can't lie, man. Whether you're an Xbox guy or not, you have to admit the games right now, this day and time, is being dropped on the PlayStation. And sure, I heard some guys say, "Well, no, Xbox can game too. We have multiplats," and it's like it's not the same. You can't. You
stop it.
It's not. Yeah, stop it. It's.
Well, if you're an Xbox guy,
go ahead, Young C's. Go ahead.
If you're an Xbox guy, you got to sit there and ask yourself, man, how many of my friends left to play PlayStation? And then you're just sitting there like, a lot of them. Why didn't I go with them?
Well, they're bragging about Mass Effect Andromeda, and they got the worst build,
which is typically. Yeah, you're right. You're right 1,000%. That has been this whole generation. Any multiplat that they brag on getting a deal, they always end up with the worst running one anyway. That doesn't it always end up selling more on the PlayStation side anyway. So right now you have the Microsoft execs like Aaron Greenberg. These guys are touting Destiny 2 pictures. So all the fans are like, "Oh, they must got the deal," and they must got the deal. But then you turn around and look at it a week prior, they hyped up Mass Effect and what's the new one that's coming out? Not Destiny 2, but what's the other deal?
Battlefront 2.
Yeah, the Battlefront 2.
Oh yeah.
So every single game that seems to be a big hit that they unveil, these guys hype it up. Oh, this is going to look good on the Scorpio. This is going to look good on the Scorpio. And I tweeted out, well, what about the Xbox One guys? Because I spent $499 just alone on the console of the Xbox One when it dropped at launch. And I have not gotten my money's worth out of this console. It's only been 3 years, guys. This hasn't been 5-6 years. So this is the Xbox One is relatively still a new item. You have not gotten your money worth out for 3 years.
Well, I know
I did it.
Because
Star Wars Battlefront, that's going to be unveiled at D23.
Yeah,
I can assure everybody D23 because EA has already said EA's got an announcement ready for D23. Now
it's on PSVR anyway, so
I think they said April 16th they're going to unveil Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Yeah, I think that's when D23 is.
Yeah, that's what D23 is.
What I do hope they do is this with Carrie Fisher passing, with Sony having that DLC. If her character is going to be playable, at least make that character playable for everybody because it's bigger. Thing. At least if she's going to be a character on there at all, at least let the Xbox people get that too. This Sony should say, look, we're going to go ahead and just release that for everybody. That's just my opinion as a Star Wars fan.
We're feeling a little generous.
But this is where I have to disagree with you, man. It's business at the end of the day. They have to give fans, even Star Wars fans, an incentive to buy that particular version. That's just the way it works. That's the way the cookie crumbles, man, in this business.
You're right.
You're right, but I don't disagree with that.
I'm not trying to say kick a man while he's down, but you got to do what you got to do to sell your own console.
Yeah.
And I know for a fact this is not even the last Battlefront that dropped. This was not a Sony EA thing. That was more of a Sony Disney thing. Because in return, they got Spider-Man, they got the license for that, and they made it exclusive, and they got Insomniac to make that. I remember Disney Infinity 2.0, where they had all the Marvel stuff, and that was exclusive to PlayStation, by the way. Yeah. So they have all this stuff with Marvel and Disney that some of it is exclusive anyway. So I'm sure with the Star Wars shit, they're going to get exclusive content, maybe, or they're going to get the marketing rights.
Yeah,
just don't be
I'm
surprised
pretty
if you
sure
see
they got
it.
the marketing rights already because they had it. I think they have it at least
They
for
had it last time, right?
for Battlefield. You're talking about?
Yeah.
Battlefield and
No.
Battlefront.
We're talking Battlefield 1. I think Xbox had the marketing rights for Battlefield.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. You're talking about Battlefront. Okay, I'm sorry, I got it mixed up.
We're talking about Star Wars Battlefront.
Star Wars, yeah, Battlefront, yeah, Star Wars Battlefront. I think Sony had a deal because they did the whole VR, the VR mission and stuff like that, which is
don't forget the
awesome.
one. Don't forget the other thing, Kratos, man. They had the custom consoles with the Darth Vader on it.
Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that.
And that thing's so like, because I know three
I
people
can't.
that are just fanatics, and they don't play PlayStation, but they bought it just for that. They haven't opened it; they just have it for that. That's
Exactly.
it.
Just for the collection, yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine with Spider-Man, the biggest comic character in the world? Can you imagine having a custom console in that red, black, and blue? Can you imagine how much that's
just having him in like the swinging motion on the front of the the top of the PlayStation? That'd be so amazing.
That's gonna be nuts, man. That thing is gonna that's gonna be on eBay for 10 G's overnight.
Yeah,
Exactly.
well, that's true. People got to realize that Spider-Man makes more than all the other superheroes combined.
You're right.
And that's deep.
And with how amazing this game looks, it's like a no-brainer. Like,
oh man,
yeah. I'm excited about it.
Another question.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident that we're gonna have a Spider-Man custom console. With the red and the web.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
the spider in the middle. Maybe even a picture of Spider-Man, like a decal of him swinging across. It'll be fire, yo, and definitely it'll sell like hotcakes. And like Kratos said, it'll probably be on eBay for like 10 G's. So I hope they mass produce this thing like on the real, man, because I want to get my hands on one of them babies, man.
Oh, there's probably going to be a custom PS4 for The Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah.
Craig,
that's gonna look
one
amazing.
quick question I have for you, man. As a guy on the outside, obviously, we prefer the PlayStation because they give us what we ask for. But
they gave me Mass Effect in 4K. That was a no-brainer for me.
Exactly. I mean, everything is pretty much a no-brainer when it comes to games. But if Sony really wanted to put the Xbox out of its misery this holiday season, come E3, what if Sony announced God of War release date?
Jesus Christ.
I mean, Days Gone release date.
Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, not only
Detroit becoming human.
Yes,
or being
Detroit.
human.
What if they all these big hits that they got coming that we're just excited for? What if they release all those puppies like 2 weeks apart from each other, starting in September, all the way through
leading up to PSX?
Yeah, they'll get Nier Automata. I mean, Nier Automata is a real good game, and it kind of came out at a bad time. I mean, right after Horizon and it's just again, it's not a bad game.
Persona.
But what I'm saying is they're overloading the conversation about Scorpio because obviously from the Microsoft standpoint, it's going to be about the Scorpio. But what they want to do is make every piece of conversation about PlayStation and the games, and they basically drown out the Scorpio, where the whole holiday is just about God of War, Days Gone, Detroit Becomes Human, freaking Last of Us or whatever. Just all of these big, Spider-Man. Let's say they release Spider-Man 2. I mean, all of this stuff. I mean, will that effectively just make it where nobody really just cares? And could that be a way to put the Xbox out of its misery, where they just can't?
Yeah, look, I think
at this point.
Well, go ahead, Young C's. Go ahead, man.
At this point, you can think of Sony as kind of like a gun. Like, look, they unloaded all these exclusives, and they shoved them into Xbox's ass, and now they're in the process of reloading, and then they're about to shoot out so many more. Like, there's no stopping them right now.
Yeah, Craig, what you think about that?
I think the biggest threat to Scorpio is a possible price drop by Sony and the Switch. I mean, make no mistake about it. That thing at Christmas time, it's going to move. Oh, yeah. And they've doubled the orders. Yeah. To come in and
20 million by the end of the year. 20 million.
Yeah, that's crazy. And the Switch, I mean, this is to read this to you now. I think the Switch outsold in Japan. It outsold the PlayStation like 3-1.
Yeah.
I mean, God damn, that thing's moving, So, but Microsoft's big issue to me is the price. This is a consumer.
Mm-hmm.
I need to see the price, and if they walk out on stage and they say $5.99, I'll be upset. But you got to think of it. What if you don't have a 4K TV?
Which most people don't.
You're gonna have to drop 450 bones. Let's say Black Friday, you get a decent one. Say you go get the 7000 series. Okay, you don't go to the 8000. I'm talking about Samsung. I'm a Samsung guy. You go to the 7000 series and you get one for $4.99. So you're gonna drop a G.
Yeah.
For this system, when you can just, like Iron Wolf's been saying, you can just get a PC that's going to do it for maybe $4.99, and if you build it yourself, that's. And so, but Sony, coming with the games. My whole thing with Sony is, can their E3 be as good than that daggone PSX was? That was just drop the mic. That was just drop the mic.
That's the thing. You're right, and that's the thing about it. Okay, Sony. But here's the thing, and it's twofold. I think Sony can just really sit back and just chill, which I don't want them to, because they're that far ahead. But they've already released the next 2 to 3 years worth of game catalog so they're showing us we got plenty of bangers coming. So just relax and just enjoy the games that are coming. But in the meantime, they're dropping the Neos and the Niers and the Kingdom Hearts and all the other stuff that they didn't even show. Those are the filler. I call them filler games, but they're great games. I buy them. But a lot of the guys, a lot of people, that just may not be their thing. So if you think about it, this year we have not had a dry spell. We actually had too many games dropping where people were complaining, "Hey man, you guys are dropping too many games. Slow it down. I can't afford it."
Yeah,
you're dropping 2 and 3 games in a day. I mean, you kind of have to pick and choose.
Yeah,
so
I think
Gravity Rush was a victim of that. You can't drop Gravity Rush and then drop Kingdom Hearts and then drop all these other games around the same time. One of them is going to have to take the fall.
Yeah, like many people are gonna have to choose between Nier and Persona.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like when Gravity Rush 2 dropped, you had Tales of Berseria, you had Yakuza 0, and Kingdom Hearts drop near enough the same time. So I guess Gravity Rush took the. As far as like going back to what Craig was saying, like I'm not my bad. I was talking about you, Kratos. You were talking about what can Sony do? They're already on overkill right now. They're already on overkill. Like they've dropped so many bombs already. The damage has already been done. And we got more coming during the summer. We got more bangers. Like we got the Crash, we have the Wipeouts, we have Final Fantasy 12, the Zodiac Age. Yeah. And then, think about what they're going to have at E3. You know what? Sony are bringing in old school fans as well as new school. Have you realized that?
Yeah, you're right.
Because they're bringing back Crash, they're bringing back Wipeout, all these old school PlayStation 1 classics. Parappa the Rapper. And then here's the kicker right now.
Nino Kuni.
Final Fantasy 7 Remake and Shenmue 3. I haven't even talked about Shenmue 3.
Wow. That's another 6-7 games.
Motherfuckers will go insane over Shenmue 3. Just imagine that E3 that showed Shenmue 3 gameplay.
Well, you saw that E3 when they showed that Shenmue. When you saw that, you saw guys crying and falling out their seats and yelling. I mean, trust me, man. I'm gonna tell you, you guys think that stuff is fake, but man, there's nothing like having a game drop that was from your childhood that brought back all those memories of the greatest time in history. There's nothing like it. Maybe
nostalgia's king. You know that.
Maybe the Xbox guys don't remember it because they didn't have a system during that first generation of the PlayStation era. But man,
there are a lot of those guys. Come on, dude. They started on 360, man. Most of them. They're all casuals.
What would be amazing for a really nice remake would be Spyro, like the original Spyro.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Activision own that. And there's a chance we may see it. You never know. We may see it.
Yeah, maybe.
Insomniac, they no longer make it. But it'll be cool if Sony got the license for Spyro and you know, they got Insomniac to make it. That would be fire, you know.
I would absolutely love a Spyro remake.
I would love to see like the Getaway 2, you know, Legend of Dragoon, you know, games like that. Man, I don't know how old you are, Ceas, but games like that is, you know, imagine like a Xenogears. They bring back Xenogears and Parasite Eve, classic PS1 games.
Yeah, well, I mean, Wolf
I was
brought
old
a
enough for
good
PS1.
point about that Final Fantasy VII, because that's, you talk about heavy. That's big time. I'm talking about growing up. I mean, you played that game and you cried at the end of that game, and that game coming back, and then you brought up Parasite Eve. That was another good one. I thought that was underrated when it came out. You know, this game's like that. Hell, to get Gran Turismo coming, I forgot all about that. Yeah, they're it's been bad. I mean, I try to tell the Xbox community that if you look at it on a sure number volume, Sony regained the marketplace it lost plus 8%. That's an ass kicking. They just gotta stop. To me, that community's just gotta stop with their BS and just. I mean, it didn't.
The one thing I can give for Xbox community is that they are really loyal. Like, they are persistent, man.
Yeah, they're like that bug that you step on with your shoe and then it keeps running around. You know,
exactly.
Like, what did it do? Get into that little crevice in your shoe? But just to me, they just I just do not understand. I don't understand. They got nothing to talk about. At least this week they've admitted they screwed up with the Xbox launch. They have finally come out in media and said we messed up. So, and that's all everybody has been saying. But they messed up.
What took so long? I mean, everybody else been knowing this, and it took them 4 years later to finally. I mean, we see all the effects of it. Obviously, you know, their console is still supposed to be pumping out at $499, not, you know, sitting around $200. And
like Iron Wolf said, it's a Lamborghini with no gas in it.
Yeah,
it can't move. You know.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Okay, with all that I'm saying about Xbox, don't get me wrong. I want Xbox to succeed. I want Microsoft to come out on that stage and show me nothing but games where I can say, this is how you freaking come back. This is how you do it. You drop a powerful console and you show nothing but freaking games. This is what you do. I just know my expectation level is kind of low because I'm trying to be realistic here. They just don't have the studios and that Sony have. They don't have the caliber of games that Sony has, and that's part of the problem.
They need to make their own. They need to build themselves back.
But it takes to make a studio and to make a game.
I know
it takes
time.
2 to 3 years.
Yeah,
they don't have 2 to 3 years. They have another 6 months, and that's a wrap.
But here's one thing: they should have known from the start, back like at least 2 years ago. They should have known that it was gonna go downhill from there. That's when they should have started to build back up, and then they could have been at least releasing maybe 3 or 4 games this E3 that'll bring some people back.
Yeah. What were you finna say, Craig?
Well, I was gonna say people got to remember that the Xbox community, they treat Xbox like it owns Microsoft.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you're right.
Microsoft owns Xbox, and the head of Microsoft said, quote, I see Microsoft going to be a service-based company. That's why they bought the Minecraft. That's why they bought Havoc. That's why they're buying all this stuff, because they just want Xbox to be a service. One day you will probably be able to get a PlayStation and it'll have Xbox on there. It's a service, like a Windows part of the service.
the Xbox app.
Oh,
yes,
man.
You're right. You're right.
You never know, man.
You're right, because
if you want to get into all the homes, that's you're at 60. What are they at? 60, close to 62 million consoles.
65. They're actually at 65.
Yeah.
Right now.
All right. So that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
All right. That's a lot of damn people with that console. So
in 3 years.
Yeah. He had Phil Spencer, like Iron Wolf documented, went over in his G6 and he begged for greatness on that console. And you know, like you all just said, the Destiny thing, and they're tweeting out pictures of other games. Then their community explodes when they find out that Sony has a marketing deal for 1 year. But they didn't complain last generation when the Lost and Damned and the Battle of the Gay Tony came out for Grand Theft Auto 4. Where was the righteous indignation then?
Well,
not only that,
what about the Tomb Raider?
Just
had Tomb Raider.
Remember last generation, man, Splinter Cell Conviction, man, they locked that game down.
Yeah, and that game was good.
It was a great game, man. Titanfall, man, that was gonna be a multiplayer.
Yeah.
They locked it down. Rise of the Tomb Raider and Dead Rising 4, Dead Rising 3. Rise is not even made by them.
Yeah.
Look, most of the exclusives that they had, like going from, Killer Instinct, Dead Rising, Rise, Titanfall, Sunset Overdrive, Quantum Break, they're not even made by the first party studios. They just don't have the first party muscle to do it. Even Recall. Even Forza Horizon 3 is not even made by the first party studio. That's made by a studio in the UK.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think about it, man?
Quantum Break was a fun game, but the Xbox community, remember, they billed it as the Uncharted 4 killer.
Yes. And that's the you spot on, Craig. You spot on. Here's the thing. This generation, since the Xbox has been in last place, every single game counts for them. They have no room to have a dud. Every single game gets overhyped.
When you're excited for Voodoo Vince, but I like to call it Doodoo Vince. If you're excited for that game and it's a remaster of an OG Xbox game that was irrelevant, then that's just sad.
Yeah. See, but here's why the Xbox community is so salty is because every exclusive that Xbox wants to put out, they automatically expect it to be better than anything PlayStation has.
Yeah.
And Xbox cannot live up to those limitations right now. So then the Xbox community, they play it, they're like, what is this? And then they stop playing it, and then Xbox loses money. Well, they already got the money, but they don't support it from then on with the DLC and microtransactions and stuff.
But they have nobody to blame but themselves, okay?
And they don't have, when they flop, because majority of these games, I'm talking about the new IPs.
Yeah, they flop.
They flop and they don't get sequels, man.
Exactly.
And that is the reason they don't go out and support the game. And like, look at the Sony guys. They've been out there supporting all their new IPs.
Yes, and we buy DLC and microtransactions and all that.
Yeah, exactly. So you got Bloodborne. You're gonna get a sequel to that real soon. And you're gonna get Knack 2.
On now. That lets you know that Sony's like, we don't care if the shit sell or not. We want to build up our library.
But not only that, we just had, speaking of sequels, we had Gravity Rush 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
Another sequel.
You're right.
We're getting nothing but sequels here, man. While over there, it's just dried. It's like a one and done. They release it, play it, you buy it. Not that many people buy it, and then once it's done, it's done. It's a wrap.
Like even their DLCs don't bring people back, and that's the thing that brings like let's say you beat a game and then you drop a hot DLC, that's gonna instantly bring you back to the game to play it.
Well, and when you talk to these guys, when you talk to an Xbox guy, you try to talk to them like common sense and be like, look,
then they
I
yell
know it's dry over there. You don't have any
mad.
games, and they say, no, that's not true, man. I'm over here playing this Sunset Overdrive. I'm over here playing this Rise. We got plenty of games. It's like, dude, you bringing up launch titles? Is that what you're still playing over? I mean, come on.
Wait, you got it wrong. You're not screaming at me. You're not calling me a Sony fag and all that stuff.
Well, they got. I tell you what, they do have a fun game. And it's called I ripped some Mass Effect dude the other day because he was bragging about the way your ship travels and it shows you traveling through space and all that. I'm like, have you not played Elite Dangerous?
Right.
Elite Dangerous does the exact same thing. And that's actually a better build than this Dookie version on the Xbox One. I mean, I just don't understand how they could be walking hand in foot with BioWare with the first 3 games, and then just get a crap version of this game.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, Craig. Let me just say this quickly. Craig, Microsoft completely fucked up. They had the opportunity to buy BioWare back in 2005. You know what happened? Peter Moore left, and he took BioWare with him.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Every Mass Effect game, every Dragon Age game, everything that BioWare makes could have been exclusive to the Xbox One. And look, I know Microsoft, they're probably not listening to this, but even if they are, let's just say if they are, if you're listening to Microsoft, if you want any advice or any tip, I'll say create a studio in Japan from the ground up.
I said that in the podcast last week.
Recruit people in that studio and make an exclusive, big time AAA budget JRPG. And
Well,
make more of it.
that's what freaking Scalebound was supposed to be, man. That's the problem. That was the icing on the cake.
That's why it has so much hype.
Everybody, even PlayStation guys, and I'm not gonna lie, PlayStation guys were hyped for freaking Scalebound.
They were.
That's how that lets you know that this kind of genre people buy. Neo showed people guys like these types of games. So while the Xbox guys call it Jap crap and all this other titles, these games sell. These games sell.
My thing is, if you're gonna
another thing I do want to say, and I think I've said it before in parties and maybe in the previous podcast, but if they want to revive Scalebound, I'd say, look, Phil, go to Japan, speak to Team Ninja, go to Koei Tecmo, have Team Ninja make Scalebound. They could just finish it off, man. It's probably 80% complete anyway. Let them finish off the rest and bring it out.
Yeah,
if not Team Ninja,
of it is crap.
Get Omega Force. Get like one of those developers to complete Scalebound, man. Because it's rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, man. Like that. There was a bigger backlash for Scalebound than there was Fable Legends.
True.
Well, the problem they had with Scalebound was it canceled, and
2 weeks before.
That was the knife going into my chest. But when that son of a bitch said we're canceling it and it's a good thing, that's
it's good for gamers.
How is that?
If you cancel a game 2 weeks before it comes out, you can delay it for at least a month if you really need to work on something that bad. Like if it was finished to the point where it's coming out in 2 weeks, you can delay it for a month if you absolutely needed to.
No, but here's the difference. Here's the difference between Sony and Microsoft on this one, guys. Now, if it was Sony, they would have dealt with this a lot better. They would have given Platinum Games more time to beat it, like complete it, polish it, do whatever they had to do to it, with all the bells and whistles.
They would have delayed it.
Microsoft, with them, if you don't hit a certain deadline, that's it. They're going to scrap the whole damn thing.
Yeah.
That's just the way they work. They're like,
they don't. Well, I want to say
like
they don't have the budget. They just won't go over. Well, they need to get a bigger budget, to be honest. Because these guys they have.
No. This was Kamiya's dream game. Like Kamiya's son. That was.
He was so
game.
proud of E3 when they announced it.
Yeah, he was proud of it, and he'd been wanting to make this game for the last 10 years. It was his 10-year dream, and it did not come to fruition, unfortunately. And I was hoping maybe Microsoft could sell this IP to Sony or Nintendo. I still want to see Scalebound drop, even if it's a multi-plat.
Yeah, that's true.
Sell it to third party, like give it to Square Enix or whatever. Maybe they could have it done. Who knows?
It definitely looked like an interesting. I mean, I was gonna buy it.
It's a stretch, but some people think that that they're gonna release it with the Scorpio or.
Nah, it's dead. It's dead under the water.
It's dead, but like
they do something. They're gonna have to do more than 6. I can't. It's just like the whole thing with
give it to Sony.
You can't put a joystick into the console and make it play. So just give me something. And then they come back like Wolf said with that voodoo vents, and I gotta look. And you're looking at games on the other side of the fence like Horizon. What is that? Do I want to be a black pirate for? I don't.
we don't even swim like that, bro.
What am I gonna do? I don't. Fine. The game's coming out, and it's going to be free to play now, isn't it? Or something like that.
I read an article. Apparently, there was a job listing, and that gave a hint that it could be a free to play game. So if that's the case, that's a big L right there in itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's I can say this. I think you're right, Jay. You're right. It's just been disappointing. I think that's the best word. I think the Xbox One S is a better version. I do like it. I like what it brought. It does let you take advantage of the UHD if you get a UHD TV. So I can't, as a consumer, I'm happy about that. But and I can play Elite Dangerous on there, and I can play every Mass Effect game on there. So that alone, but that's dry at this point. I can't sell that to myself anymore. So it's disappointing. And UHD Blu-rays are not selling. I had to tell somebody that the other day. They're like, well, they're going to sell this amount by 2020. I'm like, oh, wow. According to that number, they go from 4% of the market to 6.2% of the market. They're still not selling like they thought they were going to sell. The adoption rate from 1080p owners is a lot slower than they thought it was going to be, even though the prices are pretty good. You can go get one for about $600, a good one. So that's.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. You're right.
Like, honestly, at this point, like, Sony could be generous and just give them like No Man's Sky, like that trashy.
Well, it's on
exclusive.
PC.
I mean, it's on PC, but Xbox can get it too. Like, they need something to keep them steady for like.
And that game now, No Man's Sky, it actually has a bunch of stuff on there.
Yeah, like, they just added a huge update.
Yeah, they got vehicles, but yeah, they can give them something. No, you don't. The first rule of war: you don't pick somebody up when you're down. Sony wants everything at this point.
Oh, yeah,
I do know.
Sony definitely won't do it.
They want to produce a Halo movie, so I know they have talked about that. But with a Halo movie comes a Halo game based on the movie, and that game will be on the PlayStation if it comes to that.
Xbox would be so pissed.
Yeah, I mean they will be pissed, but they will give them the Spider-Man. They'll give them the ability to do a Miles Morales Spider-Man, not Peter Parker. They ain't gonna give them Peter Parker. Just like Microsoft's not gonna give them Master Chief. Yeah. But can they get a Halo game? Yeah, and then vice versa. You can get Miles Morales. He's a very popular Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. Okay, I mean he's not as popular as Peter Parker, but he is up there. And it's his outfit is black and red, and it's a pretty.
Oh yeah, you talking about the newer one after he died, or after in that universe he died.
Yeah.
Now was that the one that was in that Captain
That's like the
Captain America?
No. This is like a newer universe.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's totally different. Okay.
He's black and he's a kid.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, he's got some of the same powers as Peter Parker, but he's not as strong, but he can do some other things.
He's more to like a human level than a superhero level.
Yeah, it's pretty good. But it would be cool, I think, if they, and with Sony, they would say, well, we'll give you a Miles Morales exclusive game for a year, but then we're going to come back and get him, But because Sony, all the movie studios are looking for that next big franchise. So
yeah. And Spider-Man is on the same level as like Avengers, right? I mean, like we said earlier, Spider-Man is more popular than all of them combined. So you know that. That's
but that's split like 3 different ways. Like Avi Evade, he owns like the toy part. So
honestly,
he got to split that with Marvel. That's how Marvel got that deal. Marvel's not going to get any of the money.
Honestly, something Xbox could do with this new Iron Fist came out with Netflix, they should do an exclusive Iron Fist game for themselves.
Well, I said that if Microsoft, if they really wanted to come back, man, since Sony has Spider-Man, these guys could do like they could lock down the next Batman or the next do like an Avengers type game or something like that. But
but here's the thing, Kratos, man. Look, Phil has said a lot of things, and there's been a lot of broken promises. He even said, well, he's gonna make amends to Street Fighter 5. I still haven't seen it.
They need to change management.
It's been 2 years.
That's what Voodoo Vince is for, though.
Oh my God! But it's been 2 years, bruh.
Killer Instinct
3 years ago, back in 2014, he said you're gonna see more JRPGs. We didn't see shit. Just Final Fantasy 15.
My question is,
where are these games?
when are we going to see new management?
Well,
I don't know.
Scorpio,
This is
that's
at times like this. I ain't gonna lie. At times like this, I don't want to find no shots. But at times like this, I miss Don Matrick, man. We need him back.
We need exactly him back or new management.
Yo, he was aggressive. He was a fucking beast.
Phil
Man,
is not doing his job.
If you got the president of Square Enix on your stage announcing like 2 exclusives and Final Fantasy 13 on your stage, man, you a fucking beast.
Bro,
well, yeah,
they must.
Remember, because he announced that Metal Gear game when it went to, it was garbage, but it went to, he came out there and announced that. That was like, wow.
They must be paying Phil like really cheaply.
And Don Matrick made it happen. And you know, he knows how to speak Japanese.
Yeah,
you know that.
There you go.
Well, he needs to do something because he got fired. I think he went to Oracle, didn't he? He got fired from Oracle.
Yeah, yeah, you're right.
I mean, he got fired from
Microsoft. He got fired. Yeah.
I guarantee you, if Microsoft opened up a studio in Japan with their own management and everything, I bet you they would do better than Phil Spencer's done at all.
Here we go, guys. This is it. Okay, this is the last straw. Microsoft could do this. They could do that. But here we are. We're left with this dilemma.
Mm-hmm.
You got a console, brand new console that's dropping at the end of the year. You have no games from today all the way until the Scorpio drops.
Terrible.
You've invested all this money into this Xbox One S and this, the OG Xbox. You have 1,000 controllers sitting in your house, all these custom controllers. What can they do to sell you in that ecosystem where it says this is where you want to play, not over there? What can any one of you guys just think of anything or any reason why an Xbox guy would say this is why I'm over here on the Xbox side, because I got all of this versus that? Can you do that?
No.
Well, if you're gonna have 6 T flops and 12, whatever, I mean, this got to do something different. That's all I can
That's
say.
on paper, man. That's on paper.
Yeah.
The article.
That's true.
Craig, did you hear about the article that came out from that Michael Pachter guy, and he just basically laid it on the line. He says too little, too late. He says,
really?
Yeah. He says 4K is not a selling item. It's not something that you buy a console for because it can do 4K. He says, you have the 4K already.
Here's why Sony's smart. They achieved 4K. They're already working on the next big thing.
Exactly.
What is the next big thing?
They were the first PlayStation 4 Pro is the first 4K console in the market, whether you want to agree with it or not.
Yeah,
exactly.
The party has already began with 4K.
Yeah.
Like I said, like how people were saying the Scorpio is the We Heard You console. It is the too little, too late console. Because the party's already began. We're in the party. We're popping up bottles of champagnes. We're getting laid with all these exclusives. And by the time Microsoft get here, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna open up their bottle and you ain't gonna see no buzz. There ain't gonna be no
like
biz.
Sony right now is in a conference room. Like, okay, what do we want for next gen? We need to figure this out now so we can do these things. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, it's like that one thing. I'll just put it like this. Wolf, that's a good point. It's like you walk into the party, everybody's turned up already. You go to the refrigerator, all they got in there is Natty Ice, and then you come out to get some snacks, and all they got is, they don't even have the checks mixed. They just got that one little piece of check that nobody ever used at the end. They got that little crumb there, and they're like, "Oh yeah, here we are." I just hope that the Scorpio can change the narrative that it's more about gaming now. And you're right; they got to bring the software too, but that's at least the Scorpio at least gets them back in the game, because right now they're standing outside.
It's like when they announced the Xbox One, they really wanted you to watch live TV, Netflix, and all this stuff. But what about the game?
No, but these Xbox guys, they're acting like when the Scorpio drops, it's gonna catch up with PlayStation.
It's
like,
no, not
what
at
is
first.
wrong with you?
You
are
unless,
crazy if you think that, man.
Unless they pull some.
They'll be lucky. They'll be lucky if they sell 10 million consoles, man. I'm just telling you right now. They'll be lucky even if they sell that.
Unless they pull something out their butt where it's better than Horizon, then nothing's gonna help them achieve PlayStation levels.
Well, they
Well,
better
they-
be careful
they
because
don't have-
Nintendo,
they don't have-
according to these articles and these analysts, Microsoft is the Xbox is going to be in third place because the Switch is not playing.
Yeah, and I hope, this is for everybody who has a PlayStation that is participating in the console war. I hope that when the next what's that thing called? My God, MPD comes out here in the next 9 days, I think. Once everybody sees that the Xbox is in third place, and it will, because it will be behind the Switch and it's going to probably be behind the PlayStation. I hope at that point that the PlayStation guys take a victory lap, go drink a beer, grab a boob, get a lap dance or something, but let these poor guys up off the ground. I mean, I think at that point they can honor. And I did a podcast on this, and how I understand wanting to laugh at somebody, but like Kratos said earlier, it's diminished returns at this point. There's nothing left to say. Like it's, you got Sea of Thieves. I can be a black pirate, I guess. I've got Halo Wars 2 that was outsold by Nier Automata. There's Horizon on this console and friggin' a 4K build of massive.
I truly feel sorry for Xbox gamers because it's not their fault. They're just here to play the games and support it. I truly feel sorry for them at this point.
Yeah, I told people it's getting to a point where it's got to show them a little love. Go ahead and let them. This.
But the developers, the management they have, well, they can go fuck themselves because they're just ripping them off at this point.
Well, I mean, it's just a matter of, and now look, the pass thing, I think everybody can agree the Xbox pass, and that's actually not a bad idea, but it just, what it also alerts, it should alert their community that they're not going to have a lot of new IP because they're trying to figure out a way for you to play all the old games. Which
exactly.
Fine, but if I wanted to play old stuff, I would have kept my 360. That's just me.
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
No, but you know what? They're doing a great job with backwards compatible and controllers and everything.
They definitely are.
They're doing a great job with old ass games. But we want the new shit.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I've said that in plenty of those little Google chat window, whatever you want to call them. I'm like, look, I didn't buy 8th gen console to play 7th gen games. I didn't buy
I agree with that, Craig. And this is the thing, last generation, we had backwards compatible on PS3 and 360, the 60 gig PS3, Xbox 360 played OG Xbox games. PS2 played PS1 games. Nobody made a big deal out of that. We never used it because we were playing the games that were on that particular gen. I don't know why this gen, Microsoft are really promoting it like it's a new release. Then yesterday they announced Army of 2 backwards compat like it was a new goddamn game, and I saw everybody on the comment section begging for Black Ops 2. Black Ops fucking 2, bro. It's shit like that makes me want to punch the goddamn wall, man.
Begging for Black Ops 2. You should be begging for a new IP. That's what you should be begging for. Japanese games. You should be begging for stuff that really matters.
Well, you could get Black Ops 2. I mean, you can go to a pawn shop and get a 360 for $50.
Yeah. Or go in your closet, dust off your 360, and just play this shit.
Yeah.
What's so hard about that?
Yeah, I mean, again, like I said, my TV I remember was 1080p. Why are the games 792p? The 792p is not 1080. It's not full high definition. I did not buy my TV to play less than. I didn't go to the smorgasbord to eat one thing, But to them, my whole point is that they keep making.
No, but this is the thing, Craig. You want a menu, right? That's what you want. You want a menu where you have options.
Yeah, I want the option to go up there and get what I want. I didn't pay for less. I didn't go to the amusement park to sit down and eat cotton candy. I want to ride the rides, So it's just I don't go to the movie theater to sit in the lobby. I'm going to go watch a movie. I mean, it's like I think the best word, like Jay said, it's disappointing. I mean, I'm not ripping on nobody. If that's what you prefer to play on, I mean, I have an Xbox. I don't want to hear anybody saying shit. But the fact of the matter is,
You know his shit. You know his shit.
You know them bots gonna be at you at the end of this show. You know them bots gonna be at you.
Well, that's fine. What are they gonna say? Don't check my store. I played Elite Dangerous. I played Mass Effect.
Hey, you want to know why the bots are gonna be after him? Because they don't have no games to play.
Yeah, I'm over here.
Here's the thing I noticed though, because even the even good Xbox guys that tell the truth, they finally come out and say, "Hey guys, enough is enough. It's time for us to ask, Phil Spencer for some games. It's just, enough is enough."
Exactly.
One guy
people start unsubscribing to him. People start, oh, you this and you that. Why don't you just go over there with the ponies and
yo, check this out. One guy, he put it perfect. You know what he said? He said what these Xbox guys do, and they've been doing it year after year. They keep saying wait till E3. Once E3 is here, then they say, okay, let's wait till the holiday season when we get little sprinkle of games. They keep waiting. From 6 months, they wait till E3, and another 4 months after E3 until they can get a few games. So in all reality, you're waiting for like 10 months.
But you gotta put that back on the developers because they tell them, oh, we're gonna put something out really good on E3. Oh wait, no, that got delayed. Wait till the holiday season.
E3, look,
Bro,
you don't go to
seen
E3 for games to be dropped during E3. You go to E3 to see what's coming in the future.
That is true.
So
that's true.
If guys don't have games this first half, they only going to have a couple of them, maybe the second half.
Kratos, they're acting like when E3 hits, they're gonna get games on that. They're gonna come. They're gonna come that very same night.
Yeah.
At E3, they're gonna get the games.
Yeah.
They're gonna able to download these games on the same night, and it's not gonna be that way.
I'm scared because Xbox has no they have no they have no momentum into the next gen. Like we can agree that Xbox 360 was better than the PlayStation 3, but at least the PlayStation 3 had momentum to come into the next gen.
Yeah, you're right.
They have no momentum at all.
Sony finished pretty strong last gen. They had Gran Turismo 6.
Exactly.
They're getting Persona 5, yo. You know what I'm saying?
Think about it. Sony, one thing you can say about PlayStation 3, out the gate, Sony lost it because not only was it $200 more than the Xbox, but it came out a year later, and then the lineup wasn't the best, and they didn't find their momentum until about until they had a price drop, which was like 2 years later. But after that thing skyrocketed straight forward, and they were able to catch up and beat the Xbox.
They were booming.
Yeah, they so think about it.
Exactly.
Xbox had a year head start and so much going against it. These guys were able to correct the ship and then turn around and beat the 360 at the end of the generation. But right now, I don't see that happening with Microsoft. I don't, because they just... The fact is, man, they just don't have any games. Fuck the consoles, fuck the hardware, fuck the resolution. I'm sorry to curse, Craig. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, bro.
But right now, I'm getting kind of passionate because I do honestly. I know I troll the Xbox guys, but I only do that because they're easy to troll. They're easy to catch and get them upset.
Bro, you trigger them, man.
But at the same time, I buy all the consoles. I got all of them. I got everything. All the games, freaking Quantum Break, Record, all that, I buy it. So, I can at least say, give me some freaking games. At the end of the day, it's all about us playing games. It's about the software. I overcome Quantum Break being 720p. I overcome all, 720p this whole gen. I overcame that, and I still spent my money because it's about the game. It's not about all that stuff to me. But here, they just don't have anything to give me. I bought State of Decay, which is one of the ugliest games you can see visually, but I bought it because it has great gameplay. It keeps me interested. It's a really good game, so I'm really looking forward to State of Decay 2. But anything else, I don't care about Sea of Thieves. I don't care at all. And Halo Wars 2, I didn't really. I don't want to be. I don't want to drown.
And here's the thing, Kratos. If you're not into Halo Wars, like suppose you're an Xbox fan and you want games for the first half of the year. If you're not into Halo Wars 2, then you're fucked.
Yeah.
Sorry to cuss. I don't mean to cuss, but you're completely screwed, yo.
No
The question
Xbox
is-
guy, no
the question
Xbox
is, who
guy
is
right
that
now
to?
can tell us what's the next game to come out for Xbox.
I
Nobody
keep
can tell us.
asking the same question. I even tweeted Phil. I tweeted everybody. I'm asking
When's
you
the
guys,
next game?
when is the next banger on the Xbox One? Give me a release date. That's all I want. A release date.
We
Don't
don't
say
even have-
Voodoo Vince or
We don't even have a
Vince.
Gotta
month.
wait.
We don't even have a quarter. They can't tell us what quarter.
Yeah, isn't Persona? You said Persona 5's coming out next month, right?
Next
Hey,
week.
something or next? Damn, is it next week? All right. Well, hell, man, that's April. But all right, I got you.
Yeah, my bad, man. My bad.
No, you're good. I got you. I'm just kind of fucking with you. But now, isn't there something else coming out? I thought was it?
We're getting Dragon Quest Heroes 2.
That's
We're
what it
getting
was.
that, and we're getting a few Marvels. We're getting Drawn to Death for free, in fact, on PlayStation
Yeah.
Plus. We're getting
Yeah,
bangers, man. Like April's gonna be lit, and we're getting Parappa
Yeah.
the Rapper as well next week.
Yeah, I'm backlogged. They gotta quit taking my money, you know. So, but let me say something about PlayStation 3. When that guy came out and said it was such a good console, people were going to go get part-time jobs delivering pizzas and stuff like that. That I'm like, no. You don't ever tell a consumer how great your product is. You have to let the consumer discover it. Then I'll go get a part-time job if I want your product. You know, don't tell me that. Yeah, that was hubris by the 10th degree, and that's what Microsoft did. Is they were like, oh, you know, it's like they forgot that smart TV got invented, and I can watch Netflix and stuff like that on my smart TV.
Yeah.
I mean, I had the 7100 series of the Samsung, and that's like the king of kings at the time. Yeah. And I could already come into the room and say TV on, and my TV would come on. And if I had the HDMI cable plugged into the first HDMI port, the Xbox would turn itself on automatically.
Exactly.
You know, so it's just it's like they forgot. It's like, you know, but Microsoft doesn't make televisions and Sony does. So, and they built a console to take advantage of the complete television set.
It looks like they're gonna finish third, man, because you got the Switch. You know, that's booming right now with sales. Like everybody's buying a Switch. I think Nintendo are having problems, you know, stocking this shit. You know, like they're having problems mass producing this thing.
Well, they're third. I mean, I've seen the raw NPD data, and they're in third place. It's not unless they sell 1 million consoles tomorrow, you know, which is the last day. But the NPD is already, it went out a day ago. But just the raw numbers, not the other numbers that will come in from the online stuff.
From this point on, you're not gonna get numbers from Microsoft. The only numbers you're gonna get is how many laps were done in Forza, how many chainsaw kills in Gears of War. That's all you're gonna get, man. How many headshots in Halo.
I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that, because here's the thing.
How many treasures were found in freaking Sea of Thieves? That's the sort of numbers they're gonna give you, bro.
I don't know about that.
Brady's right about that.
How many zombies were killed in Dead Rising 4? Whoop de fucking do.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, that's a good point, Wolf. You get no argument out of me. It's just I've given up. I mean, I think the word I was looking for, long sentence, a synopsis, but Jay's right. It's disappointing. That's a perfect word. I'm not ripping. I'm not dog because I've got the console. It's disappointing. That's the best way to put it. Yes, I got the backwards compatibility. I'm a big Mass Effect guy. I can play all the games. I played Elite Dangerous. And people who play Mass Effect, just so you know, you traveling between the planets, that's the same shit that it does on Elite Dangerous. They literally copied that screen. So is Mass Effect fun? It's a good game. It's disappointing compared to the last three, but the last three were classics. So I gotta get off of that. That's a friend of mine made a good point. She was like, "Look, those first three games were so well done that no matter what they did, it was going to be disappointing." And you know what? You're right. She's right about that. So, but I'm gonna wrap it up here, guys. All
right.
This has been Craig's Corner, everybody. I'm gonna let these three young gentlemen shout themselves out. And I do appreciate you coming on. You're always welcome, Wolf. Wolf dropped out, but Wolf, I appreciate you coming on, brother. But Young Ceas, go ahead and you the youngest one here, so go ahead and shout yourself out.
Yeah,
Age before beauty.
I just want to say thank you to everybody. I mean, a lot of you supported me from me being kicked out from PlayStation Legion.
You didn't get kicked out. You left them. That's the way you got to do it. You left them. So this
I left them.
There you go. There you go.
And I want to, again, thanks for all the support. If you want to subscribe, it's YoungCeas24. Same as Twitter. If you want to follow and make sure you get with the updates. You're welcome to DM me anytime if you guys want to talk about anything. With all that said, I'm thankful to be here.
All right. Mr. Iron Wolf, the general of the PlayStation Army. Go ahead and shout yourself out, my young man.
Yo, I just want to thank you, Craig, for having me on the show. Huge honor to be here, especially, the fact that we had such an incredible panel. We had the god of PlayStation, Kratos, Craig, and the free agent Ceas, man. We had the free agent up in this motherfucker. So appreciate being here. Do subscribe to my YouTube channel. You know me, as always. I'm the guy that's always ahead of his time, bringing the motherfucking facts. And follow me on Twitter at Supersonic Wolf. Now, the word wolf is with a 0. Do follow me on that. I'm always, having fun on Twitter and everything. I love to interact with everybody. That's just the way I am. And yeah, Craig, man, I would just like to, on this show, I'd like to personally invite you to the Greatness Podcast so we could chop it up on there, man. So hopefully, whenever you got the time, you could jump on, we could do our thing. And man, that's all I have to say, man. And and be sure to subscribe to Craig and like the damn video. You know what I'm saying? Because this podcast was lit, yo. That's what I'm gonna say.
Fire.
And yo, there's one more thing, man. Here in the PlayStation Nation, we play nothing but bangers.
Yeah, facts. I can't deny that anymore. It's a slaughterhouse. It's total domination.
Oh, hey, it's like a buffet up in this motherfucker, man. I'm full right now, man.
Yeah, like I said, I'm broke. I got games that I can't even get unsealed. So it's damn, I'm still trying. Well, my girl finished Gravity Rush 2 back on her place. I gotta get that, from her. But go ahead and shout yourself out there, Jay Kratos, the god.
Hey everybody, it's your boy J Dub, aka Kratos, the god of PlayStation. You can find me on Twitter chopping it up at JW16. I'm always keeping it fun. I'm chopping it up with the Xbox guys and the PlayStation guys. And thanks for having me on again, man. This is my first time on, and I'm always definitely a fan. I tell anybody, man, I'm a fan. I'm a fan first. And I'm just a fan chopping it up with some of the best guys who's doing it here on YouTube. And guys, make sure you like, subscribe to Craig, and check me out on Twitter. And just keep it gaming.
Now you're talking. This is Craig Harris, the black man in the green chair. I think I've had about half a bottle of bourbon. So this podcast, I do appreciate it, and I do appreciate it, guys. You guys coming in and chopping it up. And like I said, check out Jay. He'll probably be on with the Titanfall Princes here in the next night or two on the podcast. So shout out to One Stop for Gamers, the face of Xbox, keeping it raw and uncut. Shout out to Porter Rock, holding it down at Quantico or wherever he is on some kind of covert op, So shout out to all you guys out there. Just keep it gaming, guys, and go ahead and take your foot off the Xbox community. They're done. That's a done group of guys over there. Xbox One, as far as I'm concerned, is when you go out with that woman and she's fine. And then you get down to the nitty gritty, and she's got on a water bra. That's what. You still have some fun with it, but it's gonna be disappointing. So, but that's it. Hey, thanks for chopping it up with me. I'm gonna sign on off here, and I appreciate you brothers coming on in tonight. Thanks a lot for your time.
For sure, man.